Charcuterie is a brand new style of eating. It's more of a social aspect, which again is a challenge with COVID, but I think that we pivoted really well to supply our customers with options that are more COVID friendly.
I kind of want to show him financial literacy. Starting him young, I think it gives him an opportunity to kind of figure out what he wants to do, what he doesn't want to do, but still have that freedom to kind of do his own thing.
If I can have someone feel seen, appreciated, represented by something I make, that's it.
I get a lot of notes on my form where I had this one customer, everybody in this house was positive, but he couldn't find Lysol. He couldn't find anything to disinfect his house with. And I was able to give him the things that he needed to stay safe.
Here at Stitch, we celebrate the ways everyday people are making this country a kinder place to live, one incredible story at a time. The COVID-19 pandemic halted life as we knew it. As more Americans found themselves stuck at home with more free time than ever, some turned it into an opportunity to try something new. Some people used their time to pick up new hobbies, while others turned their hobbies into business opportunities. In our first story, we'll hear from a young entrepreneur whose love of sweets led to her first storefront.
I love treats.
Even at only 5 years old, Addison is no stranger to the business world.
We own a couple of restaurants, and she was at the restaurant with us. She was there. She saw how everything worked. She could probably run the restaurant.
One day, Addison's parents were driving when they passed a for sale sign in a shopping plaza.
I actually told Selena I want that space. I don't know what to do with the space yet, but I want it. And as soon as I said that, she overheard it, and she said, I want my own store.
Her parents didn't realize it, but all along, Addison had been watching and learning what it takes to be a boss.
We had an employee that accidentally stepped on her foot, and she said, you're fired. We don't know where that came from because we've never said those words.
Addison loves sweets and always would ask her parents for them. So she had an idea to turn Dad's new space into a treat shop, Addison's Treat Shop.
She was very, very particular of different things that she wanted in here.
She's actively involved and not just pseudo. I'm adamant about her being involved, making sure that it's her and not just us.
Most of the treats in Addison's shop are locally sourced, and she hopes to make it a place that people from any age range can enjoy.
We couldn't be more proud of her, especially at 5 years old.
Next, we'll hear about two more young entrepreneurs who found a way to start their own family business.
If I could have too many bows, I'll wear all of them at the same time.
Kyla and Jiraiya, also known as Kai and Rai, really love bows.
If we wear bows, we might as well just start our own business and make bows.
The pair are only 8 and 9 respectively, but the cousins are as close as can be, just like their mothers.
One day we were in Walmart and we actually went down the aisle where it was just a whole lot of ribbon. And so Kyla was like, Mom, can we make bows?
And that's when Kyla's mom had a new idea.
It was like a light bulb that went off in my head, and I said, hey, Kyla wants to make bows.
I said, dude, Jiraiya love bows too.
They started their own bow making business and turned their garage into a store that's now known as the Kai and Rai Boutique.
We were gonna open up a building, but then COVID hit.
Quickly, the girls realized their creativity didn't stop with bows.
Then we added making shirts, book bags, gift baskets.
Even though the boutique is a big deal, the girls' parents make sure their schoolwork still comes first.
They have to keep their grades up if this is something that they want to do. We update their report cards every quarter, just so that the world can also see that they're doing a phenomenal job in school.
Leisha and Taikisha recognize how the business has helped their daughters put the things they learn in school into real-world experience.
And then so she has to use her mind to go back to see how much change is it that she has to give them back.
And as for the girls' goals with their boutique,
we're trying to make the world a better place.
In our next story, a mother and son turned a quarantine pastime into a natural product company.
It's good for your lips, and then it has some flavors that smells really good.
9-year-old Amir and his mother Janae picked up a new hobby when things shut down in March of 2020.
When we were at home and we kind of really didn't have anything to do, we didn't have nowhere to go, and he loves chapstick. So I was like, well, I guess we can make it.
And that's how AB Co. was founded. But trying to find a recipe for their product wasn't easy at first.
The first couple batches wasn't that great, so we tweaked the recipe a little bit.
After adjusting the recipe, they landed on one that worked. Amir and Janae came up with the idea to sell the product they made in their own kitchen because she wanted to teach her son a valuable life lesson.
I kind of want to show him financial literacy. Starting him young, I think it gives him an opportunity to kind of figure out what he wants to do, what he doesn't want to do, but still have that freedom to kind of do his own thing.
This is almond oil. So we use this so it can stay together. And then we wait until it hardens up, and then here we go.
As for Amir, he's hopeful that he can use the momentum from AB Co. to start his next venture.
I want to start a career for YouTube.
Next up, meet a teenager who found a way to help people out during quarantine and start his own business.
Here it is. It's old and it's really messed up. It's messy, but it was my first plan for the business.
Jaden, a high school student from Birmingham, Alabama, was looking for ways that he could help make people's lives easier. So he asked his mom for advice.
What would be a service that you would need that would make your life easier? She said it was really hard to find cleaning products.
He's always wanted to start a business, and that sparked an idea to start the Quarantine Essential Shop. His shop is a hub for people who are looking for cleaning supplies. It makes it easy for them to find the items they need.
It's really something that my mom instilled in me. I'm not allowed to be lazy.
His work ethic has already had a positive effect on his business.
I get a lot of notes on my form where I had this one customer, everybody in this house was positive, but he couldn't find Lysol. He couldn't find anything to disinfect his house with. And I was able to give him the things that he needed to stay safe.
Jaden took some of his own personal money to get the shop off the ground.
I ended up with $1,000, and that was my initial investment.
Most importantly for him, though, is the feeling that his shop is helping others.
It feels good to have so many people proud of you, so many people happy with you. It feels good to help so many people.
On to a story of a first grade teacher who turned her hobby into a side business after her husband lost his job at the start of the pandemic.
It was really devastating financially on us.
When Meg's husband lost his job, she knew she had to do something to help bring in more income for their family.
I took $500 from my savings account, I bought an industrial heat press, and I did a line of toddler tees.
As someone who had been crafting for years, it was an easy transition for Meg to start her clothing line, Milk and Daisy.
We have that slogan, honestly, Nebraska, honestly, we're not for everyone. So I put toddlers, honestly, we're not for everyone, because they're not, trust me.
She started selling clothes online and wanted her clothing line to be inclusive and affordable.
It's because I want to make a change. I want to make a change in how we market clothes and brands and across all local makers.
Meg went to work and quickly turned her business into a profitable one. By Christmas of 2020, she was able to get her son, who she notes as the reason behind everything she does, a special gift he had been asking for.
My son got to the play kitchen and I wanted to get it because, they were putting in orders and I got to buy it. And it just made me feel good to see the payoff from the time that I put it. It's just so exciting.
Now, Meg's husband is employed and thriving again. She hopes her business can continue to make people look and feel great.
If I can have someone feel seen, appreciated, represented by something I make, that's it.
This grandmother took on the responsibility of being her family's sole provider after the pandemic started. When Kim Howe founded her homemade treats business, Bourbon Joys, it was a fun way to supplement her income from her day job at a local dentist's office. But when the pandemic began, Kim, also known as Mama Howe, lost her job of 46 years. So she turned to Bourbon Joys to make ends meet.
It has been it sounds weird, such a joy.
She began selling her treats to her local community that her family had always enjoyed.
Between here and there, that's where the magic takes place.
When the dental office that Kim used to work at reopened, she was faced with a tough decision. She could return to her old job and risk catching COVID-19, or wait to return to the office when a vaccine was available. For her, it was an easy decision, especially when she considered her husband's health.
Every year he gets pneumonia during the wintertime and has to go to the hospital. And so we thought, we can't let him get this. I mean, we really, truly felt that if he got it, he would die.
Thankfully for Mama How, making Bourbon Joys a full-time gig was an immediate success.
By the end of December, we had sold 10,000, and we didn't start until November 9th.
She calls her most famous treat a joy, and that's also where her company gets its name.
Because my daughters have always said that on a level of 1 to 10, my joy level is a 15.
Spreading joy in tough times is something Mama How hopes her treats can do for others.
I just want to spread a little bit of joy in times that we haven't been able to find a lot of joy. I hope with the help of everybody in the community, this could be my, business that could, get Butch and I through, the next 20, 30 years of our life.
This couple's custom charcuterie business has not only found a way to survive during the pandemic, it has also been able to expand. Sean and Zach are restaurant owners who have been able to finally take their dreams of bringing food from the table to the board. The charcuterie board, that is. For the last 2 years, the couple has been wanting to open up a cheese, meat, and wine shop next to their restaurant. And now, they have.
They were one of the first restaurants that really addressed the COVID issue head on. They did everything they were supposed to do to keep their customers safe and their staff safe. I can't say enough about that.
The bistro-style shop, Board & You, has partnered with other local businesses to provide wine and healthy drinks to pair with their meat and cheese boards. The couple has had to adapt during the pandemic, but were motivated to start their new business after seeing the amount of support they have received locally.
Charcuterie is a brand new style of eating. It's more of a social aspect, which again was a challenge with COVID, but I think that we pivoted really well to supply our customers with options that are more COVID friendly.
Their community is changing, and they hope that their businesses can continue to be a part of a resurgence of the downtown area.
New Albany, now versus 5 years ago, is an absolutely different environment. Rec Bar, The Parlor, Board & You, there's so many great brands down here.
We hope you enjoyed these stories of people across the country being creative with their time during the pandemic. Thanks for watching Stitch.